Welcome, everybody, as we continue along the road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN. Europe Group 1 will end this evening with Slovenia against Croatia here at Bezigrad Stadium in the delightful city of Ljubljana. Hi again, everybody. I'm Derek Ray, joined by Tommy Smith. This is a huge match from the Croatian point of view. Many traveling Croatians in attendance this evening. Last time out, the Croatians went down 3-1 away to Denmark. That puts pressure on them tonight. Slovenia losing to Bosnia in their last match.
Well, certainly tonight is a big one for Croatia, because if they can manage to win here, they're going to get themselves into a playoff, depending on what happens. And I mean, if their results fell right for them, they could probably even win this group, depending on how everything would go as we sit and look at what's happening here. I mean, Croatia in third spot with those 12 points, and if Denmark lose today, well, it'll be very tight at the top, Derek.
The Croatians will have to follow the Greece-Denmark match very closely indeed. A draw in that game would probably suit Croatia down to the ground, in the sense that it would guarantee them a playoff berth. So many permutations tonight for the Croatians. Many people thought they would be the strongest team in the group before a ball was kicked.
Well, they certainly look good. They have played very well, but they have been inconsistent. That's one of their problems. They have some good players.
Two border rivals going head-to-head as the road to World Cup 98 continues. Back with the lineups and kickoff after this. Tense night in store for fans of Croatia as they take on Slovenia here in Ljubljana. The Croatians must win this match to stay interested in World Cup 98. Likewise, they got to keep an eye on that Greece-Denmark game, and we will do the same. There's the Slovenia starting lineup. Only 1 point garnered thus far by Slovenia in the section. The man to watch out for is number 8, Zlatko Zahovic, the playmaker. He performs on a weekly basis in Portugal with Porto. 5 international goals during his career for Zahovic. The Slovenia attackers will have their work cut out tonight against Croatian goalkeeper Drazen Ladic.
Well, Ladic, one of the most experienced players they have. This is his 35th cap. He's getting on there in years, but he started in 3 of the 4 games in Euro 96. Generally a very dependable goalkeeper. Very, very strong in the air, quick reflexes.
There's the rest of the starting 11 for Croatia. A lot of household names, most notably Zvonimir Boban, number 10, and Alan Boksic, number 11.
Well, 2 players who make their playing trade in Italy. Boksic, of course, the man who was a star for Juventus last year. Gone from them this year, now playing in Spain, but he is a tremendous player.
Don't ignore number 8, Robert Prosinecki, either. Our referee is Armand Ancillon from Belgium. 19 degrees Celsius here in Ljubljana. The forecast calling for rain. Unhappily, there's confirmation of the officials, all from Belgium. Mark van den Broek and Marcel Malash, the assistants. A big night this for Miroslav Blažević and the Croatian team. Croatia will be in red and white, the Czech uniforms.
Well, before all those fans start writing in, Boksic does still play in Italy, not in Spain. He's now with Lazio.
Nice to have you with us here on ESPN. I'm Derek Ray. Tommy Smith is alongside, and we are underway. The Croatians will be attacking the goal to our left here in the first half. Very patient start, as you might expect. This has not been a particularly happy campaign for a Croatian team that was installed as favorite to win the section right at the outset. They've drawn too many games for their own good.
You know, in Euro 96, Derek, too, I suppose you would have to feel that they were a bit of a disappointment the way they went out. I mean, Šuker just never played up to his capabilities in Euro 96, and it cost them a lot of problems. One of the problems they have is inconsistency. They come out one night, they're brilliant to score a lot of goals. The next night, then, they allow the opposition to score goals.
Zahovic playing it back into the center of defense. You'll see Zahovic move deep to collect the ball a lot of the time. He roams. Zahovic wearing number 8. The Croatians try to attack from the flank. Simic looking to hook up with Alan Boksic on the edge of the box, and we know all about the finishing prowess of Boksic. He's penalized this time. Blažević was talking before the game about the importance of not getting too nervous early on. A lot of Croatians in attendance tonight. It appears from this vantage point that we only have around 5,000 or 6,000 inside the Bezigrad Stadium, but many of them are Croatians.
Oh, it's certainly such a big night for everybody. I mean, there's so many World Cup qualifiers going on today, Derek, and it's life and death for a lot of teams. And I mean, Croatia, one of them. I mean, this would be some accomplishment to get to France.
A tough match for them here against Slovenia, even though the Slovenians have only taken 1 point in the section to date, and that came in Croatia. 3-3 draw, highly unlikely result. No one was really predicting that.
Once you get into one of these derby situations, you can throw form out the window, can't you? Anything can happen. This one is probably going to be very physical, as we have a fairly tough tackle there. That was Boban, by the look of it. Oh, he's coming in underneath him. He just slices him out. I mean, as he comes across there, Leah is the man who goes down.
Leah, the top goal scorer for Slovenia, both in this World Cup qualifying campaign and generally speaking, 10 goals altogether. Free kick it is. So Slovenia taken by Zahovic. Disappointing effort. Here's Prosinecki, the blonde-haired midfielder. Very cultured player. Excellent passer. Always seems to have so much time. The charge is on for Croatia. Rodonia goes across to slide that out of play. Corner kick.
Well, good pressure there, trying to come right down the middle. Boban, of course, is so strong. May not be one of the most cultured players that I have, but certainly does a lot of the very hard work. Very hard to push off the ball, and he can be a good setup man.
Prosinecki is the corner kick specialist for Croatia. First corner kick of the night, and the safe catch made by Bosko Boskovic, the 28-year-old goalkeeper who plays in Germany with Freiburg. These days in the second division. They were relegated at the end of last season. The touch by Zahovic. Here's Milanic. Likes to operate wide on the right. He'll push forward a lot. Rodonia. Geyser. The Slovenians happy just to keep hold of the ball for the moment. This country sandwiched between the Italian and Austrian Alps. Of course, both Slovenia and Croatia former components of the old Yugoslavia. Not anymore.
Oh, when you look around Europe nowadays, Derek, it has taken such a completely different turn. I know these were teams that are around before, but out of the USSR, 15 teams coming out of there, and a lot of them making a lot of noise in this particular World Cup qualifying.
Johnny Novak there, number 7 for Slovenia, another member of the Foreign Legion, plays in France with Le Havre.
Oh, I think that's the key to most of these European countries now, Derek, is that the players, most of them now play outside of their own country. And they get a lot of good experience. Referee Armand Osion giving the free kick that time to Croatia. Just underway in Ljubljana. Prosinecki showing his class. Prosinecki was a key member of the 1987 Yugoslav youth team that won the World Youth Championship. And if you go back to that Yugoslavian team in 1992, some of these players were on it too. That was a good team, but they got banned because of the war. I mean, they might have done a lot of things. So many of these Croatian players and Slovenians actually had the choice of nationality after Civil War. Had the option of playing for Yugoslavia or for Croatia or Slovenia, in some cases for Bosnia-Herzegovina. No score in this match between Slovenia and Croatia. Derek Ray along with Tommy Smith. Nice to have you with us. Prosinecki, so much goes through him in the center of midfield. Soldo is the sweeper. Out now to the near side is Simic. The move breaks down for Croatia. Well, you can see the nerves are playing a part in Croatia so far. I mean, this is a very, very tough situation to find yourself in. You know you have to come out of here with a win today, but you also have to be aware of what's going on the scoreboard, because that could play such an important role too. But I guess you have to go in with the mindset, Derek, that we're going to win this game and let the pieces fall where they will after. We talked earlier about Prosinecki and Boban and Boksic. We didn't talk about Davor Suker, who has put together a remarkable scoring record for Croatia. 25 goals and 29 internationals. Suker, number 29, or number 9 in fact, the 29-year-old, plays on a weekly basis in Spain with Real Madrid. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That experience, Derek, is invaluable. And I mean, he can hold his own with the best of them. There he is, Davor Suker, in the offside position. Look at that, 25 goals. This is 30th cap. Well, I mean, he's showing at that club level 24 goals for Real Madrid in the 66-67 campaign. So, I mean, he's not a fluke in the pan at any stage. He can score internationally and score at the club level as well.
Rudania for Slovenia. Now Geyser. Damian Geyser, the 27-year-old who plays in Israel with Hapoel Tel Aviv. Krijan on the left side. Krijan these days in England with Barnsley. First real threat of the game by Slovenia. Just over the head of Celiak inside the box, and the corner kick conceded by Igor Svitanovic.
Well, Svitanovic decides on safety first. It didn't look like there was any threat once the ball fell across to him, but he wasn't sure if he heard footsteps coming behind him, so he decided just to kick it over the byline. Not a good move, Derek. He put a lot of pressure on himself now. There was nobody coming. I mean, I don't know where he heard the footsteps.
So the first Slovenian corner kick of the match will be taken by Zlatko Zahovic. The striker of the dead ball. Well, Ladic was in a little bit of trouble, but there was a push inside the box as Darko Milanic, the defender, the captain, came up to help the attack.
Well, you're going to see Milanic push off. That's why he was able to get such a good header on the ball. Coming from the back, and the keeper was in a little bit of trouble there. If there hadn't to be a free kick called, didn't look so comfortable in the air. Watch as he comes out to it, misplays it, allows the attacker to get in, gets caught up with another player.
That's very un-Ladic-like play. We talked at the top about his ability to deal with cross balls, one of the best in Europe in that area. Robert Prosinecki. So they try to get it in from the right flank. Boksic was lurking menacingly. Comes out, long-range drive, and tipped over the top by Boskovic, denying Zvonimir Soldo.
Oh, Soldo picks a spot here. He's going for the corner. Very nearly gets it. A good save by the keeper, pushing it over the top. Soldo, nobody picks him up. The ball breaks out to him. He's the last man on the line coming in. He nails it for that top left-hand corner, and the keeper pushes it over off the crossbar.
Prosinecki with the corner from the right. All the big defenders up, helping the attack again. And there appeared to be a discrepancy that time. The far side assistant was pointing for a goal kick, but the referee gives another corner.
Oh, I thought Soldo was the last man to touch it, but no, they said it's the defender.
Prosinecki again with the outswinger. Hesitation at the back. Milanic and Geyser were the offenders. Ermin Celiak comes away with the ball. Lively prospect who plays for Bastia in the French league. Prosinecki looking to change the point of attack. Darko Simic. Should also mention, Tommy, that the Croatians are without three key players, a combination of injuries and suspension, depriving them of Robert Jarni, Alojsa Asanovic and Igor Stimac.
Well, a lot of teams, that would be the heart and soul of their team, Mike. I'm Derek.
Prosinecki's pass. This could be dangerous here, and a goal! Suker. Davor Suker's 26th goal for Croatia. 1-0 in Ljubljana.
Well, I think your point was very well made when you pointed out his great goal-scoring record, and he adds to it here. But what happens here is he's left all alone. Look at the ball played through to him by Boban.
It is still 1-0 in favor of Croatia thanks to this Suker strike.
Oh, and what a super Suker strike this is. Right off his left foot. He walks in. Prosinecki plays it over on the right-hand side to him. Look at that, squarely behind the defenders. No question of him being offside. But watch this for a clinical finish. Walks in, plays it onto the left, waits on the keeper to commit himself, and he just slides it right into the corner of the net. Absolutely perfect goal, Derek.
Magnificent finishing by the most prolific goal scorer that Croatia has, Davor Suker. Now it should be an uphill struggle from here for the Slovenians. There's confirmation of the Suker goal, officially going in the 10th minute here in Ljubljana.
Oh, I mean, we talked about him scoring everywhere. You look at his record, 2 caps for the old Yugoslavian team, and he scored a goal out of 2 games. So, I mean, that's a 500 strike rate.
You talked about it earlier, Tommy. 24 goals for Suker last season for Real Madrid during that majestic championship victory in Spain. The Croatians on the offensive again. Boban with the cross. And headed behind for the corner kick by Robert Englaro. The number 2, 28-year-old, who's based in Italy with Atalanta.
Oh, that takes the pressure off Croatia now. Once you get that first score on the scoreboard, means they can now start to play their own game, Derek.
Once again, Prosinecki is entrusted with the corner kick. Suker waits on the goal line. Again, the outswinger. There was a push inside the box. Slaven Bilic going up to help the attack. So too Zvonimir Soldo, the 2 defenders together. Free kick, Slovenia.
Well, you go back to that great goal scoring. It started with Boban doing that hard work in the middle. He rode off that tough tackle, and it eventually ended up with Suker. That's the way you got to play it. That's the way they had to get it from the middle, and that's exactly what they did.
Prosinecki in midfield. The Croatians get tangled up. Number 20, Simic, Dario Simic, home base player. Performs for Croatia Zagreb. This is 10th cap.
Oh, he came up for their youth level. Was on that team that won the double, the championship and the cup.
The Croatians trying to play out of defense. Goran Juric, wearing the number 25 shirt, 34 years old. He was thought by many people in Croatia to be too old for the rigors of a World Cup qualifying campaign, but this is only his 5th appearance. Wouldn't quite fall for Boban or Boksic for that matter. Bounded away by Stanic, right down the throat of Drazen Ladic. Croatian coach Miroslav Blasevic off to a flyer on this one. The perfect start, the goal by Davor Suker in the 10th minute. Croatia badly needs the points. Must also keep a watchful eye on that Greece-Denmark game.
Well, if you wrote it down and diagrammed it on the board, Derek, I don't think it could come any better. You score 10 minutes in, you control the game. It's up to you then. I mean, there's no excuse for Croatia to lose this one now.
Ball bouncing around in midfield. It takes a Slovenian bounce. Rodonia, not a bad cross. The header just sliding wide. The number 11, Stiljak, was the man in the middle.
Oh, look at this. This is a great opportunity to put it in the net. The defender misplays it, and then Stiljak also misplays it. Brilliant cross, perfectly played across to him. Rodonia plays it across, almost lost in the smoke there from the celebration of the previous goal.
One 0 Croatia. The Croatians in the white shorts going from our right to our left in the first half. A crucial World Cup qualifier from Europe Group 1. That's the final day of action in section play. Will the Croatians still be alive after this? Stanic with the pass, looking for Stiljak, who is farther forward. Prosinecki digs in. Svitanovic. Pass just goes astray, intended for Davor Suker. Long ball by Vlahovic. Primož Kaliha taking the tumble, appealing that he was chopped to the ground by Slaven Bilic. And the referee agrees.
Well, you're going to see exactly why the referee agrees here. Bilic is all over him. He had a grip of him there, but Bilic claimed he was being pulled as well, and there was a little bit of jersey pulling on both sides.
Free kick it is to Slovenia. This would normally be Zahovic territory. Geiser appears to be limping. He took a knock just moments ago. Zahovic trying to loft it in. Bilic gets his head to the ball, and now the Croatian break. So many strong players in attack. Suker and Boksic. Cvitanovic making the run on the left. Join us for UEFA Champions League action. That's live here on ESPN, October 22nd. Two of the traditionally powerful club teams in Europe, Bayern Munich of Germany taking on Paris Saint-Germain. That's live October 22nd on ESPN. Almost 17 minutes on the clock here in Ljubljana. The Croatians with a 1-0 advantage. Sloppy passing, that time by Milanic for Slovenia. Anglaro's pass. They try to sweep it across to the right. Waiting is Mladen Rudonia.
Oh, I think Rudonia served notice on Croatia that this was not going to be easy, and they can't push too many players forward. This is good ball movement inside.
Gliha's there, being hemmed in beside the byline. Little twist and a turn by Gliha. Stanic goes down, tackled that time by Boban. Nice to have you with us here on ESPN, the road to World Cup 98. This is Europe Group 1 from the Bezigrad Stadium in Ljubljana, Slovenia. An early goal coming for the visiting Croatians from Davor Suker in the 10th minute. As the corner kick is taken. The flashing header held only just by Ladic. Good late run made by Krijan, the number 3.
Oh, he makes a beautiful late run. I mean, this is the way you hit a corner. This is the way you come attacking a corner. You come from deep, and the keeper does well. He has a habit, Derek, of stepping over the line and keeping the ball out. One of these days, that's going to cost him a problem. Watch this. He's going to step inside of the line. In fact, the 2 feet are inside of the line. We see him do that a lot. That'll be a problem for him.
It's fair to say, Tommy, it has not been a polished start to this match by Ladic. He misjudged one cross ball earlier and only recovered at the vital moment that time.
Well, I guess if you're his age, Derek, and you realise that probably this is the swan song in terms of World Cup qualification, if he doesn't make it this time, the chances are he will never have the opportunity again.
Bit of a skirmish over on the far side. Prosinecki and Geiser of Slovenia.
I think the referee tackled harder than the player did.
The referee, Armand Ancillon, calling everyone to order. He raced in, didn't he? Like a rat up a drain pipe.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Prosinecki, meanwhile, discusses that with Geiser. Watch it again.
All right, you're going to see Prosinecki gets nailed here and just gets a little bit of a pull down. But watch the tackle the referee makes when he comes in if we get to it. Here's the referee coming. Right now he's going to go whack. Yeah, that's... he hit both of them just to make sure.
Well, the free kick is the net result of that. A free kick to Croatia. They try to get it in. Suker looking for Alan Boksic in the middle. The Croatians were hopeful of getting a corner kick. Boksic getting a little banged up.
Yeah, he gets hit on the head here, and it just gets an elbow on the head. Milanic is the man who nails him with the elbow. Boksic is going to have a headache after that one.
Well, in fact, after all that, I think they're saying a goal kick. A lot of confusion out there. The referee finally says a corner kick. The Croatians, no, in fact, yeah, corner kick. The Belgian officials not particularly clear and making the signals that time as the header's just over the top. The number 14, Zvonimir Soldo, the defender, once again effectively making his way forward.
And watch him again. He's going to come out from the back, Derek. He's the last man out there. This time he has to ride over a defender. They did a better job of picking him up this time because he drifted in a little deeper. Every other time he's coming from deep. Well picked up there, and he's still got a good header on the ball. Very, very strong in the air.
The Croatians' confidence is growing. Boban, much deeper in this match for Croatia than you might see him ordinarily in Serie A.
Well, I mean, he's another man who will be delighted to get to a World Cup. But the last time when Yugoslavia were in, he was banned because he had a little bit of a confrontation with a policeman of all people.
That was in the old days. Free kick has been awarded to Slovenia. Stanic hovers over the ball. Looking for Vlahovic in the center of midfield. Stanic again. The trip quite clearly.
Oh, that should be a card.
Goran Juric was the offender.
Oh, I mean, he makes no attempt to play the ball here. The ball is gone, and then he just rips the player down. Rudonia, who has been capable of getting the ball across. He's made a couple of nice runs on this right-hand side of the field.
Vlahovic laying it off nicely. Geiser's cross. Ball spinning around awkwardly inside the box.
Oh, it looked like it was invitingly there for a while that somebody was going to get a kick at it, but it just hooked out by the defender.
Long ball by Anglaro. Celia going up for the ball, gets a second bite of the cherry. Gives it away though, Prosinecki. The most creative midfield force for Croatia. Cvitanovic returning the favor to Robert Prosinecki. Prosinecki playing for the old Yugoslavia, the 1990 World Cup finals in Italy. It's when he really came to prominence on the world stage.
Brilliant midfield general, isn't he? I mean, when he's on his game, Derek, very, very difficult to blot out.
Superb to watch. Simic bangs the ball against the number 9, Rudi Stanic of Slovenia. Robert Prosinecki trying to wear down the Slovenian defense. Quite remarkable that Croatia, Slovenia and Bosnia-Herzegovina were all drawn in the same section. Group 1 in Europe.
Oh, I just have the feeling that if Croatia can manage to get into the playoff, Derek, I think they can make a bit of noise. And if they do get into France, they look like a team that would be good for a competition like France. They're a big, strong team if they stay healthy. That's one of the key things when you get to a competition where you're playing it over 6 weeks. You've got to have a lot of strength.
Blažević there places some emphasis on strength as well as technique. The Croatians can be physical when necessary. Stanic looking to hook up with Primož Gliha. Boksic with a pass. Suker looking for Boksic in the middle. Taking on Anglaro. Appeals for a free kick. The referee waves play on. Rudonia riding the challenges. Swept away to safety. There was an infringement in any case. Spotted by the Belgian referee.
Rudonia again, very important part of this team, Derek. You're going to see he gets into a little bit of a tangle here. Player coming in on top of the two of them. I mean, they just hit ankles together. That was hurt.
The number 14 for Croatia, Zvonimir Soldo, involved as well as Mladen Rudonia. The Croatian fans in good voice. I'd like to remind you about Brazilian football coming your way Saturday here on ESPN. How about that for a clash of the giants? A Rio-Sao Paulo confrontation, Flamengo against Palmeiras. Check your local listings for coverage of the Brazilian National Championship. Miroslav Blažević and company ahead 1-0 here, courtesy of a Davor Suker strike in the 10th minute. Remember, only the group winners in Europe assured of spots in France 98. Best second place finisher.
Oh, the way it's looking at the moment, Scotland look like they're in the driver's seat for that one. That might be good news for you, Derek.
No comment on that. But certainly the Scots do appear to be in great shape.
I know Adam Reid down in Brazil has his kilts on already.
As they try to build up in midfield, Prosinecki. Thought he was being pulled. In fact, the decision going against Robert Prosinecki.
Well, you're going to see Prosinecki makes a move here. I mean, there's a good pull, and then he stops for some reason. I think if he had gone on after the ball, he might have gotten to it.
Free kick, after all that, going the way of Croatia. Prosinecki takes it. Trying to get it down to Boksic, riding the challenges confidently. Comes out on the far side, and the drive flashes well wide.
Oh, I thought Boksic was a little slow with the pull on the ball the first time.
Juric was the man who had to go.
Here's the shot coming way on the far side. Boksic was coming down the middle. He had a much better angle on it, but for some reason the goals have kind of dried up for him, Derek. I mean, he was a much better goal scorer when he was with Marseille than he was with Juventus last year, and he's scored 3 for them.
Only 3 international goals for Croatia as well for Boksic in 21 internationals. Not a particularly proficient striking rate for a man of his caliber.
Well, you see, he costs what, £8 million. I mean, that's a lot of money to buy a player.
You're wondering about the HRV, incidentally. That pertains to Hrvatska. That's how the Croatians are known, referred to. Slovenia in the green outfits, attacking the goal to our right. Here in Ljubljana, they trail 1-0. Slovenia with only 1 draw to their credit in this entire section. That was away to Croatia earlier in the campaign. A 3-3 draw. Little has been really expected of Slovenia, although they began their new existence, so to speak, after the Civil War by drawing with the Italians in Euro 96 qualifying and only losing 1-0 away from home in Udinese to Italy.
It's amazing how many times Italy have done that against supposedly weaker teams, you know. I mean, it's cost them a lot of problems too. I mean, they drew with Poland and Georgia this time around, and now they end up having to win against England today.
Yeah, that Georgia result could very well haunt Italy when all is said and done. Now, appeals for free kick. It is given. The Croatians thought a card should be handed out. Novak was the last defender back.
Oh, you're going to see Boksic makes the turn. Boksic is very awkward, very big, and I think it's just a case of Novak got his feet tangled up with him, but he is going to get the card over it. Looks like the referee is going to give him the card. I mean, this is a grandstanding referee, isn't he?
Johnny Novak, the 28-year-old, becomes the first player in this match to be cautioned. This is 28th cap. Bosko Boskovic gets the wall lined up.
Oh, he's going to be in France anyhow for the World Cup because he plays there. His team may not get there, but he'd be there.
There's the tightly packed Slovenian wall. Rodonia in on the end of this.
I'm very impressed with Rodonia, Derek. He's played very well today.
Brozanecki stands aside. Suker tries to drive it in. To no real avail from the Croatian point of view. Juric with a pass. Brozanecki makes himself available again. Brozanecki tripped up. Zahovic with a tackle that time, and this looks like it'll be another yellow card.
Well, the way this referee directs traffic out there, it'll be a yellow card. I mean, it takes him longer to call the player back. I'm not sure it was an intent to trip him, but he's going to get the yellow card for it.
More clumsy than anything else, wasn't it?
There's no intent in it, I don't think.
Zlatko Zahovic, the 25-year-old midfield creator.
This referee reminds me of a man called Dominguez, who kind of has the same style of referee, and he wants to make sure he gets everybody's attention.
It's Dominguez from the USA.
In particular, the cameras.
The ball trickles through for what will be a goal kick to Slovenia. Slaven Bilic once again making his way up. The 29-year-old Everton player in England.
Oh, he's so strong coming up from the back. He is capable of striking it.
Boskovic with a short goal kick. Istenic. Celia goes in, comes out toward Rodonia. Rodonia, home base player, plays for Primorje. The Slovenians haven't really threatened the Croatian defense yet. They got a free kick here. Soldo, and he is carded. Zvonimir Soldo with that piece of foul play.
Well, these cards have been issued very quickly. This man's quicker with a card than they are in Vegas dealing them out. He has them out of his pocket. There it is. I mean, this is just two players fighting with the ball. I don't see any yellow card there.
Soldo with a little push on Zahovic. Perhaps the referee trying to even the count after what looked like a dubious yellow card moments ago, too, against Zahovic.
The problem with these yellow cards now, Derek, is especially for Croatia, if they're going to go on into a playoff situation, they become so important.
Boksic is down.
Oh, you're going to see why he goes down here. He gets nailed.
Krijan was the defender on him. We're on the road to World Cup 98, Europe Group 1 from Bezigrad Stadium in Ljubljana. I'm Derek Ray. Tommy Smith is alongside. Davor Suker's goal divides the teams. It was scored in the 10th minute. Nicely set up by Boban and Prosinecki. The Croatians in red and white, the checked shirts. Very small stadium this. It only holds 18,000. And it appears, as we said earlier, that it's no more than, what, 1/3 full?
Yeah, about that. Very compact stadium. I mean, with a huge crowd here, it would be a very intimidating place, wouldn't it? Very much like a Premiership stadium at one of the smaller places like Wimbledon or someplace like that.
It's even an English First Division or Scottish or League of Ireland stadium.
Dundalk. Oriel Park.
As they try to break on the left, the Croatians. Reminder to join us for NFL action, the National Football League, live on Thursday here on ESPN. The San Diego Chargers will take on the Kansas City Chiefs live from Arrowhead Stadium. Check your local listings. 1-0 Croatia here. A bit of a choppy game. So the free kick is given to Slovenia following the foul on the number 11 Siljak.
Oh, Slovenia not getting too many good opportunities in the last 20 minutes, Derek. They did get a couple they didn't capitalize on. And they just have found it almost impossible now to crack Croatia.
The Croatians, the more polished team with more poised players than their Slovenian counterparts. Milanic with the pass, he'll get it back for Slovenia. The disadvantage that the Slovenians are placed in can be illustrated by the fact that only Olimpija Ljubljana of the present Slovenian teams was a member of the old Yugoslav Super League. There's not a strong area in the old Yugoslavia football-wise compared with the powerful Serbian teams. Think of Red Star Belgrade, Dinamo Zagreb from Croatia in the old days.
I think if you give them a few years, they look like they could develop into a good team. I mean, they have a nice style, but just not fit to effectively take care of business. Zahovic has to be the man running the engine room out there, and he's not getting enough of the ball to do that.
Patient build-up from the back by Croatia. Soldo's feed. And Zahovic has been fairly quiet, kept in check by the Croatians. The drive straight by Soldo. Not really threatening Bosko Boskovic. Low angled kick by Boskovic. Angles all the way out of play.
Well, for a little while it looked like it was a very, very good ball. It just kept curling away all the time. Here you're going to see it takes a little bit of the deflection on the way in. Keeper's perfectly placed to take care of it.
Igor Svitanovic. This is 19th cap, plays on the left side of defense and likes to push forward. They switch the point of attack again. Svitanovic is there, out on the left. Confronted by Rudonia. Svitanovic trying to work it through midfield, supported by Soldo. Suker is such a busy little player. And then around the box, Sarjic helping out that time. The cross coming in from the right flank. Boskovic decided to jump up and attempt to make the save.
Well, it looked like it was going to drop down on top of the net, inside of the post. Not sure the keeper got a touch on it until it was over the bar.
Miroslav Blasevic and his team.
Looks like that's what the rule. No corner kick.
The Croatians certainly dominating. 6 shots to 2. You'd almost think they were the home team the way the game has gone. Corner kick here, though, to Slovenia. Good run by the number 9, Rudi Istenic.
Well, we'll see if Ladic has settled down, Andy Derrick. It's been a long time since he's been in action, and we remarked about it early on. He didn't look at all comfortable.
What can they conjure up from this corner kick? Zahovic with it. Referee spotted a push inside the box. Well, the Croatian fans are enjoying this. Long way to go, though. It's still goalless. We're hearing in the Greece-Denmark match. And that really doesn't pose too much of a problem as far as the Croatians are concerned.
They'd be happy with, I think they'd be very happy with a win for Denmark or a draw. I think the one thing they don't want to happen is they don't want Greece to win, because then it becomes a mathematical thing who has the best goal differential.
Yes, it would leave the Croatians on a mountain to climb in terms of boosting their own goal difference. Blažević well aware of all the permutations. Those fans likewise. But a draw between Greece and Denmark and a simple win for Croatia would lift the Croatians into second place and thereby into the playoffs.
Oh, the cat was really put among the pigeons in this group when Bosnia beat Denmark. I mean, that was the big result. I mean, that's one of the things that happened in this group, Derek. We were talking about it earlier. So many of the results were so unpredictable.
We talked about that Croatian 3-3 draw with Slovenia earlier in the campaign. A home draw. Robert Prosinecki is at the controls again. 7 minutes left in the first half. Looking for the downward header and a goal. Soldo. Zvonimir Soldo getting in behind the defense. And Croatia finds itself in a dream position now.
Well, you know, we remarked how easily he was coming up the field, and at each time the corner was hit, he was coming from deep. But watch what he does this time. He changes his ply just a little bit. He mixes it up inside, and he gets a good header on it. And there's the bulge in the old onion bag. Brilliant goal. Head it down. He just takes on the defender. The ball is perfect. It's curling out to him. He gets in front of everybody. He pushes off a little bit. Milanic is the man who tries to push him out of there, but Soldo's much too strong. That's a good score, Derek. That's an important score.
It's a brave header by Soldo, wasn't it?
There were boots everywhere, and he put the head down and put the ball in the net.
So 2-0 in favour of Croatia. That will really put the heat on the Greeks against Denmark now. Chain-smoking Blažević, not showing too much emotion. Still more than half the match to go, but the Slovenians, if truth be told, haven't really threatened Croatia. Just the occasional set piece danger. Across goes Juric. So too does the flamboyant Belgian referee, Armand Ancillon.
We're going to see a couple of players getting tangled up here. I think that's two players from the one team who take one another down.
Johnny Novak was involved for Slovenia.
Juric coming across. I think they just hit one another's legs, and Novak was just a spectator.
Good view from behind the goal here in Ljubljana. It's a small running track separating the fans from the field of play. But it is an intimate stadium and a lively atmosphere tonight. Most of the noise being generated by the visiting Croatian fans. Zvonimir Boban takes the throw and gets it back. Hacks it in. Cut out by Križan.
Oh, Slovenia all of a sudden don't seem that interested anymore, Derek, do they? The heads have gone down just a little bit.
Very little at stake from the Slovenian point of view, apart from pure pride. Beating a border rival. Strong play this time. Suker trying to drag it into the box. No question of an appeal for a penalty in that situation.
Well, the player coming back with him gets a little bit of a touch on him, but there's no call for the penalty.
Anglaro was a covering defender.
Man from Serie A just got a touch to it.
Brozanecki.
Oh, his distribution of the ball is beautiful to watch, isn't it?
I think neutrals would be quite happy to see Croatia at World Cup '98 because of Brozanecki, and maybe because of Boksic too. Bad finish. Boskovic covering good ground, mind you. Cvitanovic gets it in. Away by Milanic.
Oh, the ball didn't fall right for Boksic inside at all, Derek. He wanted it on the left foot, but he pushed it a little bit too far when the goalkeeper came out to cut the angle down.
Brozanecki again. Remember, he showed flashes of brilliance at World Cup '90. At that stage, only a 20-year-old. Matured since then, polished his skills. Nothing too polished about that particular exchange. Geyser with the push.
Well, here's Boksic inside of the box. Look at, he pushes it onto the left, but it's going to cross onto the right. He doesn't want to hit it with that one. He wants to be able to hit it with the left one. The keeper cut the angle, give him nothing. Looks like Geyser's going to get a card for something he said to the referee, yeah.
And that was after the fact, after the push on Boban. So the third Slovenian yellow card is handed out.
I guess he just kept talking, and the referee very quick with those cards at times.
2 minutes left to go in the first half. Suker skips away from the defense. Good catch by Boskovic. Suker on the turn. Boskovic hasn't had a bad first half.
Well, considering that he's two behind and they're none of them of his making, Derek, he hasn't. He's looked very solid back there. The two that beat him, there wasn't a whole lot he could do about it.
The goals coming from Davor Suker and Zvonimir Soldo. Number 21, Cvitanovic, has helped the attack on numerous occasions as well.
Oh, he's the leading goal scorer in domestic competition. He's over 100 goals. That's a lot of goals in any competition, isn't it?
It's perhaps surprising that his role is much more defensive as a wide midfielder almost in this situation.
And I suppose when you look at the firepower they have, it's difficult to find a spot for all those goal scorers. You want to have them in there.
Bilic commits the foul on Gliha.
Oh, he just mugs him, actually. He just puts the arm around him and almost pulls him down. And he's a lawyer. He should know better.
Breaking all the rules that time. Inside the final 1 minute spell in first half play. A tense moment here for the Croatians. What can Slovenia muster? Referee Ancillon making certain that the wall is back, the mandatory 10 yards. Gliha is poised to try this. Gliha! Just too much height. Primož Gliha, the top scorer in this campaign for Slovenia with 3.
Well, he strikes this one very well. He gets it up over the wall. It just doesn't bend down quick enough for him. It's going to bend down right when it passes the goal. Gets it, hits it hard, but not nearly accurate enough. He's got to get it down an awful lot more than that.
We're inside injury time in the first half. Don't forget to stick around for our ESPN halftime report brought to you by MasterCard. We'll take a look at the Italy-England match. That crucial game that everyone's been talking about, plus the first half highlights from this one. Davor Suker there with the opening goal for Croatia. The Croatians have been in command, really, from the word go. Brozanecki's pass. Juric. Boban quite happy to occupy that midfield role behind Suker and behind Boksic. Suker is making the darting run into the middle. There he is. Davor Suker! That's a snatch at it. Tough to get the desired accuracy under those circumstances.
Well, he knows that he had somebody outside. You can see he looked over embarrassment. Watch this. He doesn't control the ball properly when it comes across to him. He actually lets it run between his legs, and then he just snatches with that left foot. Look at the player on the wide outside. Watch Suker coming down the middle. There's a player going to come into your screen just about now. He's coming there and he was wide open.
Cvitanovic was the man offering width. They couldn't find him though. As the first half comes to an end in Ljubljana, Suker and Soldo with the decisive goals for a Croatian team that's still very much hanging in the balance as far as World Cup qualification is concerned. They played well in the first half here though against Slovenia and looked good for the 3 points. At the end of 45 minutes, the scores: Slovenia 0, Croatia 2. A battle of former Yugoslav republics. That was the case in the old days. Slovenia and Croatia once segments of Yugoslavia, not anymore, out on their own. And the Croatians faring better on their own than their Slovenian counterparts. 2-0 the score. Perhaps not surprisingly, the Slovenians going to the bench. Marinko Galic replacing the defender Darko Milanic right at the start of the second half. And Amir Karic has come on in relief of Damian Geiser. See if those switches have any instant effect.
I think Geiser took a knock, Derek, in the first half. That may be one of the reasons why he put out.
Slovenia in the green uniforms attacking the goal to our left in the second half. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN. The Slovenians certainly not technically deficient, although at times they're made to look that way by Croatia. On paper, Croatia, one of the strongest teams in Europe. They just haven't lived up to their billing in this World Cup qualifying campaign.
Well, when you look at them position by position, if you put it down on paper, realise where they're competing, realise who they play with, I mean, this should be a very powerful team. But as you said, they haven't lived up to it. Euro 96, a lot of people thought they did well. I thought they were a little disappointing, especially in that game against Portugal. I mean, it looked like they had it there. That could have been their time. Perhaps it'll be in France if they get that far.
The same thing used to be said about the old Yugoslavia. So much talent, not much to show for it. Brozonicki, the main midfield general, looking for Cvitanovic on the left. Stabbed away by Rudonia at the back. Very solid player in this game. Brozonicki losing out. Slovenia trying to build up from the left flank. The touch by Novak. Driven away by Slaven Bilic. The high ball. Suker going after the long one. The cavalry charge that time, but Boskovic able to make the catch. Zdenko Verdenik, the head coach of Slovenia, looking on. He's been the coach for most of their existence since 1993, far from one brief spell when Branko Oblak, the former Yugoslav international, was the man of the moment.
Karic is a very interesting character that they've just taken on, Derek. A man who plies his trade in the J-League. Not too many from this part of the world playing in the J-League.
That just happened very recently, the switch to the J-League. Plays for Gamba Osaka. 2 minutes have elapsed in the second half. Derek Ray, Tommy Smith with you from Ljubljana.
Well, it looks like Croatia have this one in tow, but there's an old adage in football that 2 goals is probably the worst lead you can have, but I think that all depends on the way the team you're playing against is playing. I think a 2-goal lead here, I'd be feeling very happy about it.
Have one eye on the scoreboards. Not here though, concentrating to the full on the matters on the field. Celiak trying to beat the defense that time without much success. Suker's touch. Anglaro feeds it across the defense to Rudonia. Now he's Stanic. Zahovic. Surely one more goal would finish off the Slovenians for good. Keep in mind, a win in its own right might not be enough for Croatia. Brozonicki foiled by Ales Krishan, the Barnsley man.
Brozonicki looked for the penalty, then he decided, nah, he better not. We may have a chance to see him again on this coming Monday when Barnsley play.
Krishan's been struggling to win a regular first-team place with Barnsley.
Mind, it's not that Barnsley are such a great table topper or anything. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense that he can get his place on an international team and can't get his place on a Premiership team that's wallowing near relegation.
Brozanecki trying to wear down the Slovenian defense. Given away that time. Not much fight coming from the Croatians in midfield. Drifting back is Karic, the substitute. Long ball for Gliha to chase. Primož Gliha, very good finisher, not the best build-up player in the world.
Well, that looked promising from coming from the back like it did. Kind of a Premiership-looking ball, long ball about 40 yards. He just didn't control it properly.
Here's Davor Suker, veering in field. Still Suker. Got a second bite at this one. There's Boksic waiting in the middle. Suker takes on Englaro, and Boksic, and that's a third goal. Alan Boksic scoring for only the fourth time in Croatian colours. Surely now the points are in the bag.
Oh, Suker plays this one across. Boksic just gets a flashing header onto it. Just enough to change the direction of the ball. Keeper looked like he thought he had it covered, and all of a sudden, look at this move by Suker. Squares it across. Watch Boksic. He just gets enough of the ball to put it away. The keeper figures he's going to go on the short side, but instead he goes for that back post. Takes up a position nicely. Doesn't make a move. Now he makes his move, and as he moves out, he moves to meet the ball, and in doing so, he fooled everybody, including the keeper. Good placement of the ball by Boksic.
The Suker-Boksic combination works wonders for Croatia. 3-0 here in Ljubljana now. And a long road back for a Slovenian team that really didn't have too many hopes of doing damage at the start. Although they were encouraged by the fact that their 1 point from this section had come in Croatia, that 3-3 draw we talked about earlier. The chase is on for Stanic of Slovenia, but Croatia oozing confidence now. The Slovenians under Zdenko Verdanic building for the future, as Tommy mentioned earlier, and it might well be a brighter future than many people might imagine.
Well, you just figure now, if you look at the opposite side of the coin, the Croatians, Derek, if they get into a playoff situation, depending on what happens between Greece and Denmark, I mean, this team, they're going to cause a few problems. I wouldn't want to be facing them now. It'd be a tough job to go out and have to coach against them.
Of course, this UEFA adopted format, very controversial. So chances on again for Croatia. Rutonia goes across and almost tackles his own goalkeeper, Boskovic. The Slovenians building up from the back. Stanic with the pass. Gliha trying to make the run. Committed the foul. Of an injured Croatian player. 7.5 minutes played in the second half.
Well, you're going to see this nice opportunity set up inside. Zatanovic is the man who comes in. Look, he runs over the ball for some reason. Takes his eye off the ball, Derek, and allows the keeper to come out underneath him.
Dario Simic was the man down. He has recovered sufficiently to take up position again.
I think he has signed a contract with Juventus, or he's done something with Juventus. Apparently he will be on his way to Juventus very shortly.
Now, there is a pre-contract agreement, whatever that constitutes.
I heard of pre-nuptials, but I'm not sure about pre-contracts. I'm not sure what that one is.
Not sure whether it's based on performance or based on the number of international matches played between now and the end of the year, but Juventus certainly very interested in acquiring Simic at some point in the near future. It's a big problem for any Italian team is making room given the wealth of talent at their disposal.
Oh, certainly, but you look at Juventus, you wonder where they put them, but you look at AC Milan, they got so much talent, but they can't go anywhere. Boban, one of them.
Sahovic trying to feed it in with a free kick. Prosinecki goes back for Croatia. Faced by Johnny Novak that time.
Oh, here's the ball flicked through. You get just the angle on the far side, the player has come offside, but I mean, if you're going to go by the rule that he's not interfering with play, I mean, he definitely wasn't offside. I mean, how do you figure those things out?
Very controversial and hotly debated. Comes down to interpretation when it all boils down. 9 minutes played of the second half. Croatia coasting against Slovenia. But that's not all as far as this equation's concerned. We're also concerned with the Greece-Denmark match, which remains goalless. And if the status quo were to hold up, the Danes would win the group, Croatia would go into the playoffs. Along with such teams as the Republic of Ireland.
Russia's definitely in there.
Yeah. Belgium. The Ukraine. Ukraine getting there ahead of Portugal. That perhaps the biggest surprise of them all in Europe. Trying to cut it in, the Slovenians this time, and oh, what a miss! What a dreadful miss by Gliha, with the goal gaping at him.
Oh, Diaz looking for someplace to hide at the moment. This one should have been in the net. All he has to do is knock the ball down, and instead what does he do? He pushes it over the top. First time that the defence has been caught out, and they were really helped out by a very bad finish by Gliha. Perfect ball slid across to him inside of the 6-yard box. He takes up a good position. He does everything right except finish it off.
The cross supplied by Johnny Novak. Gliha, normally a sharp shooter from that sort of range, didn't cover himself in glory. The Slovenians yet to get on the scoreboard tonight.
Well, you might have noticed in the top right-hand corner, the referee's assistant had put the flag up, but the referee had waved it off, and wisely so, because there was no way he could have been offside. The ball was actually played back.
I think Karic is going to become the latest player to be added to the yellow card list.
Well, here you see why. Prosinecki has been taking a lot of tough treatment all day. This man's not on the field very long, and already he's gotten the attention of the referee.
Amir Karic, the fourth Slovenian to be booked tonight. Well, the Croatians can ill afford to let up here, because they'd love to just boost their goal difference with the future in mind. It's in the event that the Danes slip up.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do now if you're Croatia, Derek, is you don't want to get involved in yellow card situations. You don't want to get players in a situation that if you do get to a playoff, that maybe the first leg of the playoff you get that next yellow and you're going to have to sit out the second one, which could be the most important one.
Sliding tackle. We've seen several challenges of that nature in this match. 12 minutes have elapsed in the second half. 3-0 Croatia with the advantage over Slovenia. The Croatians in the red and white checked shirts. Stanic with the pass.
Oh, it looks like Croatia have just lifted the foot off the pedal a little bit here, Derek.
Allowing Slovenia back in, perhaps. Touched by Suker, Prosinecki, and Boksic joining the attack now. Alan Boksic crowded out. Boksic with a retaliatory measure.
That's what I mean. You don't want to do those things. You can get a yellow card here if Boksic. I mean, there's no need for this. The play is long dead. He just cuts the player down.
Galic was the man who took a tumble. Galic, who came off the bench at the start of the second half, replacing Milanic.
The referee had been giving out cards for less than that.
Touched in this time. It's dipping wide in the end by Ermin Ciliac. Ciliac and Gliha, the two central strikers for Slovenia.
Oh, Ciliac finds himself open here. The nice little flick on. Look at this. He hits it on the half volley. Just misses the back post. This one is well set up again. Once again, I think the defenders here taking a little bit off here. Gliha sends it inside and Ciliac puts it wide of the post.
Here's Gliha and Ciliac in the middle. Disappointing cross and volleyed behind by Slaven Bilic for the corner kick. The defense again a little bit exposed.
Oh, Bilic believes in safety first. Just banged it out of there.
Zlatko Zahovic will take the corner kick from the right side for Slovenia. The dipping in swinger. Two defenders getting in the way. Galiha and Siljak right in the thick of the action. Corner kick again. Will go Slovenia's way. Zahovic takes it short. Rodonia, the inviting chip. Bilic very powerful in the air. Back it comes and a rasping drive. A great Ladic save, denying the number 17 that time, Amir Karic.
Oh, doesn't he hit it well? It's gifted back out to him. Bilic knocks it out to him and he hits it on one bounce. Brilliant save.
Another corner kick taken by Zahovic. Goes to the back post this time. Couldn't pick out Kryjak. Well, this has certainly got to encourage Slovenia, their best spell in the match without any shadow of a doubt.
Oh, Ladic must feel that he doesn't have a friend in the world out there. They're leaving him all alone.
Reminder for viewers in Latin America to join us on Sunday for football weekend. Mike Hill and Eddie Mighton will be your guides as we take a look at everything that's been happening in the world of football. That's Sunday for viewers in Latin America.
You're going to see a very tough challenge over on the line. Just knocked them out. It's a case of just running over somebody. Here's the shot coming in, the initial one. Look at that. I mean, he gets that top hand onto it. That's a difficult save to make.
Meanwhile, the Croatian counter takes place. Suker in a good position. So too Svitanovic, who was the man trying the shot in the end. At Suker waiting in the middle. Boksic as well making the late run.
Well, his better option probably was to square it across, but he decides to take on the keeper. Thought he might be able to chip him. He was a long way off his line, but he doesn't even come close to the target. He has a man right coming down the middle. Look at that. That was the man that should have gotten the ball.
14 minutes played in the second half. Croatia with a 3-goal lead over Slovenia. These two frontier rivals going at it. Johnny Novak sees himself get penalized. Zdenko Verdenik, the coach of Slovenia, looks on. The road to World Cup 98 is getting narrower. This is Europe Group 1 from the Bezigrad Stadium in Ljubljana. 3 goals for Croatia tonight. Suker, Soldo and Alan Boksic early in the second half. But the Slovenians in the green shirts fighting back admirably. A lot of needle in this match, as befits a game between border rivals.
Well, once you get into one of these derby situations, there's never any love lost between them. And scores, what the score in the game is, doesn't mean a lot. Slovenia looked like they dropped their head for a while, but they're back into the game now.
Igor Svitanovic takes up the challenge on the left. It's cut out at the final moments. Marinko Galic getting a set to the ball, conceding the corner kick.
Oh, he just wanted to be sure. He wasn't sure exactly where everybody was behind him, and he took the safe route, knock it out for the corner.
Verdenik shouting out the instructions. So a corner kick to the Croatians on the left. Bilic once again coming up from his defensive position. Couldn't find him in the air that time. Soldo's pass. Well, Soldo and Bilic, very effective attacking weapons and set pieces. Svitanovic, good crosser of the ball. Gets it back, high, hanging cross. It had already crossed the byline. I'll take a deflection.
Yeah, it takes a deflection, knocked out by the first defender there. Almost knocked it into his goal from an almost impossible angle.
Almost defied the laws of physics. Anglaro got the final touch. Corner kick it is. Svitanovic will try his luck again. Back it comes. No real venom behind that final effort. Coming in from Slaven Bilic. A substitution is in the offing for Croatia. This, their first of the match. It'll be Krunoslav Jursic The number 24, 28-year-old Croatia Zagreb player, replacing one of the goal-scoring heroes tonight, Zvonimir Soldo.
Well, Soldo's holding that right thigh as he goes off. Maybe just a little bit of a knock there.
Jurisic adding fresh legs. This is fourth appearance in total for Croatia. Soldo, the sweeper, the man from VfB Stuttgart in Germany, departs the scene.
Oh, this man coming on was considered too old for national duty for a while, and now he's gotten himself back onto the team.
The Slovenians building up patiently from the back. Rodonja's pass. Free kick. The referee Armand Ancien calming down his act a little bit.
Yes, he doesn't look nearly as animated as he did in the first half.
Brozanecki's feet. Boksic. Rugged tackle by Aleš Krishan. Zdenko Verdanik wandering around the technical area. Saric has come forward. He'll take this throw in. Was deemed a clean tackle by Krishan. Brozanecki hovering around. Receives the throw. Bilic. Brozanecki again. Trying to switch the point of attack. Didn't do so the way he wanted that time. Rodonja for Slovenia. Slovenians have only scored 4 goals in this entire World Cup qualifying campaign. That's been their big Achilles heel. 3 of the goals coming from the boot of Gliha.
Well, it's hard to imagine that 3 of them came against the team they're playing today, Derek, and it came against them on the road.
Yeah, staggering.
That's just unbelievable.
Look at Suker go. Righting the challenges very confidently, and what a goal that would have been. Oh, that was delightful stuff from Davor Suker.
Oh, Suker putting on a clinic here, a little bit of magic. He just rides over one tackle, rides over another tackle. Look at this, he rides over the tackle again, and then he takes the shot. Almost curls it in on that top right-hand corner. Misses by a couple of feet, but that run was nice.
Pure artistry from Davor Suker. Scored once tonight already to take his total goal-scoring haul as a Croatian international player to 26. Jurisic, number 24 in the game, replacing Soldo just moments ago. Moving toward the midway point of the second half. It's still goalless in the Greece-Denmark game. Bodes well for Croatia and their quest to win a playoff berth. Those playoffs will be 2-legged affairs, home and away. Total goals. There's confirmation of the Greece-Denmark scoreline. A win for the Greeks, and they're in the playoffs regardless of what happens here. Brozanecki for Croatia, controlling the flow and the tempo of the game.
Oh, Greece looked so strong for such a long time at the top of this particular group after qualifying for the World Cup finals in '94. Admittedly, a very disappointing side when they got to the United States, Derek. Hoping to get to France.
Well, this group's still hanging in the balance.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you how evenly poised now that European football is. So many of the games today are of the utmost importance.
Not many walkovers, not many stalking horse teams the way we used to see. Free kick. Referee steps in. A little more charismatic that time. Armand Ancien.
Yeah, just waits on the push, and then he gets himself involved.
3-0 is the score in Croatia's favor. Boksic. Looking for Suker in midfield. Suker on the turn. Trying to go on one of his trademark slalom runs. Didn't quite work out for him that time. Brozanecki with the push. Robert Prosinecki acknowledging his mistake.
Well, he has played so well today. I mean, his control on the ball, his vision, the way he distributes the ball. He's been the key man in the midfield. Boban has done a lot of hard work, but he hasn't been as spectacular. He hasn't shown up as much, but he still does a lot of hard grafting out there.
It really does come down to the big four for Croatia in a lot of ways. Prosinecki, Suker, Boksic and Boban. The four most experienced players on the team. But as we mentioned, no Yarni, no Asanovic, no Stimac tonight. Just think what this team really could look like.
Well, if they ever get 11 healthy bodies on the field, they will be quite a force, Derek.
Moving toward the final 20-minute spell in this game. Zahovic working with Krijan. A big boot by Bilic. No one in support. He's trying to get it down to Davor Suker.
Well, by the time this weekend is wrapped up, an awful lot of countries will know their fate, both in Europe and South America. Of course, we know 3 of the ones in South America already: Argentina, Colombia and Paraguay. The question is, will Chile join them this weekend?
They have a critical match against Peru. Almost of win or bust proportions.
Well, a team I feel might be able to do a little bit of damage if they do manage to get out of South America. They have a lot of very talented players.
Here's Novak, the talented number 7 of Slovenia. Stanic going on a run down the right, gets the corner kick. Good job by Stanic. Zdenko Verdenik continues to watch from just behind that pillar. All the big defenders making their way up. Krijan is there. The outswinging corner kick couldn't quite find Krijan. Galic. Back it goes to goalkeeper Boskovic. The Slovenians hanging in here, despite the fact that the match is almost certainly out of their reach. Still trying things. Zahovic with the pass. Galihas there. Karic with a cross this time, and a goal! Zahovic. Zlatko Zahovic, the playmaker, gets Slovenia on the board. (3-1).
Well, they've been threatening for a long time. They've had a couple of good opportunities, took a couple of good saves by the keeper to keep them out. This time there's nothing can help them. Lee is the man who plays it out wide. It comes back across into the middle, and Zahovic nails it first time off the header. Beautiful position inside. He pushes in front of the defenders. This one's really set up very well. Karic, the man who came on as a sub at half-time, squares it across. Well placed, clinical finish, beautiful goal.
Very nicely done indeed by the Slovenians. Miran Srbenic is in the game. The number 14, there's confirmation of the Zahovic goal after 72 minutes, his 6th for Slovenia. Zahovic, who plays for Porto in Portugal. Member of their championship-winning team at the end of last season. The referee steps in again. It looks as though Anglaro is the man who has left the field for Slovenia to make way for Miran Srbenic.
Oh, this man would be happy enough with that goal, Derek. Nice build-up by Slovenia.
Yep.
I mean, that one worked out from the back. They had about 7-8 touches on the ball. That's encouraging stuff if you're a coach. You just need more of it.
17 minutes left to go. Daniel Saric, quiet but efficient job for Croatia tonight. Another member of the Croatia Zagreb contingent. This is actually his debut for the national team.
Well, he hasn't pushed up much tonight. He's been a stay-at-home defender.
We mentioned the substitution earlier. Here's official confirmation. Srbenic replacing Anglaro. Slovenians trying to threaten again from the flank. Catch made by Ladic. Croatia going for the 3 points. and hopeful that Greece will not win against Denmark. That's what it comes down to from the Croatian point of view. Downfield by Lanic. Karic with a long ball for Slovenia. Trickles all the way through for what will be a goal kick. The UEFA Champions League joined us for that on October 22nd. Here on ESPN, just a few days away, the defending champions, Borussia Dortmund of Germany, will be away to Parma of Italy. Marquee matchup. Many marquee matchups that day. Join us here on ESPN for the drama of the UEFA Champions League.
Well, the way it's been played this year, Derek, the games all become very, very important. You've got to get those 3 points. Borussia Dortmund with a couple of injuries. Parma not playing as well as they expected they might, but they're still very much in it.
Just over 15 minutes left here at Bezigrad Stadium in Ljubljana. Free kick is given to Croatia. I think they're contemplating making another substitution. That's Goran Vlahovic, the number 19. Plays in Spain with Valencia. Krishan with the throw, back to central defense. The road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN. This is Europe Group 1. Our action coming to you from Bezigrad Stadium in Ljubljana. Derek Ray, Tommy Smith. And this has been a very entertaining match. 3 goals for Croatia after 10, 39 and 50 minutes. Then Zahovic with that nicely worked strike in response for Slovenia. Rodonia on the right, looking for the interchange with Rudi Stanic. Didn't work out. Brozanecki. How many times have we called that name tonight?
He's been the key, Derek. My man of the match in terms of what he's done out there. Good leadership, and everything's gone through him from the midfield.
Now offside as Stanic flights it in, looking for Gliha. Comes back out. Little chip on the bullet header. The whistle had blown in advance. It came out to Novak. Gliha trying to get involved at the second time of asking.
Zahovic thought he might be able to get his second goal as he's inside and clearly offside. I mean, the two players, no question about that call.
Offside the decision. 13 and a half minutes left to go. The Croatian players, Tommy, might be now more worried about what's happening in the Greece-Denmark game.
Well, that has to be entering into their mind at this situation. They've got to be sneaking a look at a scoreboard someplace. Suker looks like he's going to get the call to come out, Derek.
Yes, Davor Suker certainly earned his money tonight. Vlahovic, the number 19, who, as we mentioned, a Spanish league player with Valencia.
Oh, Suker's getting a nice round of applause, and why not? He played very well tonight.
Here's the switch. Davor Suker, who led it off with a goal in the 10th minute, is replaced by Vlahovic. Suker, such a popular figure, 29 years old. 12 and a half minutes remaining in Ljubljana. Appeals for a free kick, and the Croatians will get it. Boksic taken down. Well, this could be interesting.
That's one thing that Boksic has going for you. He's so awkward. He gets tangled up with a lot of players. He wins a lot of free kicks where other players wouldn't get them. Just trying to break away, and all of a sudden he's on the ground. Sets up a good opportunity just outside of the box.
There are times when Boksic looks a little cumbersome, but he is effective at drawing those free kicks, forcing defenders to make the last-ditch tackles. While being inched back, the mandatory distance. Wonder if Brozanecki might like his chances here.
Well, it looks like he wants to take it, and that's generally a good sign for a player.
Svitanovic right beside Robert Brozanecki. Here's Brozanecki for Croatia. The deflection saves Slovenia.
Oh, the wall does its job.
Brozanecki canters across. to take the corner kick for his team. Will Croatia be in the playoffs? The scores stay as they are now. The answer will be yes.
Oh, we see a little pushing in the middle of the box.
Greece and Denmark are goalless. That would suit Croatia just fine. It would push them ahead of Greece. It would eliminate Greece. The team, as Tommy mentioned, made it to 1994 against the odds in the USA. Didn't do much of anything once they got there.
I think they were overawed by the occasion. They just never got themselves involved in the game at all.
Stenic with a cross for Slovenia. Belted to safety by Bilic. Join us for Dutch football on Sunday. Our trip to Holland. NEC will take on PSV, the defending champions. Mike Hill, Eddie Mighton with the call on Sunday. 10 minutes left to go. Derek Ray, Tommy Smith. Watching Croatia with a 3-1 lead against Slovenia.
Oh, there's one thing about Boksic. He has such a great work ethic, hasn't he? Look where he's coming out to pick up the ball there. He's got 3-1 on front. He's backing deep in his own half, getting fouled there.
Long free kick by Bilic. High header from the number 15, Daniel Saric that time. Boksic likes to forage back, win the ball. Very hard-working team, this Croatian unit. Filled with stars. But workmanlike could very well describe them. Even allowing for the fact that they're a highly technical team. Number 15, Daniel Saric, operating on the right side of midfield.
Well, he hasn't done much wrong today, has he?
Very solid. Karic made a difference in a positive sense since coming off the bench for Slovenia. Bit of climbing that time by Zvonimir Boban. And Boban has been definitely quieter than normally would be the case.
Yeah, you can see him coming in here. He just gets up over the top of the player, knocks him down.
There's a threat. Stenic for Slovenia on the turn. Trying to twist and tease his way around the defence.
Oh, he took on one man too many.
Juric getting it down, looking for Boksic. Boskovic with a high clearance for Slovenia, going with the Route 1 approach at this point. 8 minutes left to go in Ljubljana. Vlahovic. Little touch in field. Boksic goes down inside the box after getting the feed from Zvonimir Boban.
Oh, Vlahovic is a very brave player, coming back from a brain operation that threatened his life. You love to see stories like that. You love to see players able to come back from something like that.
Vlahovic courageously overcoming the odds. Came off the bench just a few minutes ago, replacing Davor Suker. Goals by Suker, Soldo and Boksic for Croatia against one from Zahovic for Slovenia. The Croatians on the precipice of making it to the playoffs. 8 teams will be there. Only 4 from that 8 will make it to World Cup 98. Bit of pressure on the Croatian defence.
Well, they've tightened it up very much, Derek, compared to what? There were about 15 minutes there. There was a lot of openings at the back by Croatia.
Saric with the pass. Vlahovic is shuffling across. And that's a free kick. It goes against Marinko Galic, the substitute.
Well, it's just a case of a rugby tackle here as he comes up high and tugs him down, makes no attempt to play the ball at all. And I mean, if the referee was going to be consistent, and I'm sure that's what Croatia's saying, where was the yellow card? Although at this stage it doesn't mean a whole lot.
So another test in store for Bosko Boskovic. Last time out, you'll remember Prosinecki fired it into the wall, to the top of the wall, really.
Prosinecki runs the engine much like Ruud Gullit used to do for Holland, doesn't he?
Very strong on his feet, but good technically. Maybe he'll step aside and let Vlahovic try his luck. Well, just clipping the crossbar. In fact, Boban was the man who came forward in the end.
Oh, Boban just skims this one over the top of the crossbar. Just gets it over the wall. It's curling down, 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 and it just goes off the top. Brilliant strike. If it hadn't had gone in, that'd be as spectacular as the goal he scored against PSG in the semi-final of the Champions League a couple of years ago for AC Milan. Scored that one on the 90th minute, so maybe he likes to score late, Derek.
5.5 minutes left. There's no offside here. Vlahovic fires it straight into the body of Bosko Boskovic. Vlahovic has been lively since coming off the bench.
Oh, he was the youngest player ever to play for Croatia at 19, and you can see the kind of talent he has in that situation.
Croatians are contemplating making another substitution as we watch this chance again.
Oh, nice ball played right down the middle to him. He runs onto it well, receives it well, shoots it well, but the keeper stands his ground and gets a boot onto it.
Slovenia trying to snatch a second goal. Things have certainly looked up for the home side in the second half. Prosinecki checking. Weighing up his options. Reverse flick by Boksic. Boban trying to get it back toward Alan Boksic. Jurcic with a pass out on the left flank. Boksic waits in the middle. Cross too strong. 4 minutes left. Vlahovic. Getting past initially Krijan. Couldn't get the better of Novak.
Well, Vlahovic is serving notice to his coach that he wants to be a starter on this team. Been very active since he came on. It was kind of the boost that Croatia needed. That slipped down just a little bit. I'm not saying they were in any danger of losing or anything, but they had just stepped down a notch and he brought them back up again.
Will the Croatians be celebrating at game's end? They're all waiting patiently for that final score from the Greece-Denmark game. Kovac is on the match. Niko Kovac has replaced Boksic. Kovac plays in Germany with Bayer Leverkusen. Saric with a cross. Might fall favorably this time for Croatia. Almost into the path of Kovac. Goal kick. 3 minutes left to go, Tommy. Will the Croatians be in the playoffs?
Well, the way it's looking now, if the results in the opposite game hold up, and mark them down on your notebook, Derek, they're going to make a little bit of noise before this is all over if they do manage to get to the playoff.
We've said umpteen times tonight, they haven't been at their best during this World Cup qualifying campaign, and the players know it. They've had the grace to be embarrassed by several performances. Nothing embarrassing about the finish here. Kovac waiting in the middle. Vlahovic. Actually, Boban was the final man to touch it. Zvonimir Boban popping up. Watch it again.
Oh, you're going to see it squared across into the middle. The keeper makes a nice save on it initially, pushing the ball away. And then when it comes across, Boban has raised his hand, give it to me, knocks it through, and deflection on it puts it out for the corner.
Prosinecki takes it, flights the ball away, and the safe catch made by Boskovic. Zahovic. Kovac goes crashing into the tackle. 2 minutes left in Ljubljana. The Croatians poised to celebrate. Oh, a bit of pushing that time. The referee once again races in, exuberantly breaking up Zahovic and Niko Kovac.
Well, you're going to see a little bit of a fisticuff here. No need to get involved. Watch the referee coming in. Next, that get right in your face.
Physical contact. Just a few moments ago, as we mentioned, Kovac replacing Boksic. So both the superstar attackers leaving the match. In the closing stages, Suker and Alan Boksic. Well, it's been very tense tonight, right across Europe. The Croatians have been waiting for the score from the Greece-Denmark game, and there it is. It's goalless. So surely now, Croatia will be in the European playoffs. As the second-place team in this group, Denmark will win the group. The Greeks will be eliminated.
Oh, that's what it comes down to. If you can't score goals, Derek, you cannot go anywhere. And that's what happened to Greece tonight. Not able to score a goal. Meanwhile, Croatia scored 3 of them here. So Croatia are assured of a spot now in the qualification stages with 7 other teams.
The fans know it. They're well aware of the fact that the Greeks have failed to win. Now, barring something quite unforeseen, the Croatians will be home and dry here. Free kick is given against Kovac.
Well, he really got involved with the referee.
Karic takes a tumble. Kovac has been throwing himself around since he came off the bench.
Oh, the referee's taken exception to it. I mean, that's the second time he took the same player down. The referee's given him the yellow card.
Kovac really only has himself to blame. He's been on the field for about 3 minutes. He's made 4 or 5 clumsy challenges.
That's not a good thing to do.
Inside injury time, as you can see. Will there be time for one more Slovenian goal? Not here, but they will get a corner kick. Don't forget to stay with us after the final whistle for our post-match wrap as we continue on the road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN. Zahovic with a corner kick, finding Istenic. A nice job by Istenic and a good save. Excellent stuff from Ladic.
Oh, Ladic, when he's been called into service tonight, Derek, has done very well. Didn't look very comfortable in the first 15 minutes, and here comes the keeper up. Peter Schmeichel.
Yep. Jose Chilavert, Rene Higuita.
All these goalkeepers now want to be strikers.
Boskovic, the latest goalkeeper to join that list. And he might get in on the end of this. He wasn't far away for Slovenia. They try to volley it back in. The referee's final whistle has blown, and the Croatians will go to the playoffs. A 3-1 victory tonight over border rivals Slovenia. Suker, Soldo, and Boksic with 3 goals. The response by Zahovic for Slovenia. But it's official now. Croatia qualifying for the playoffs. A hard-earned triumph this. The final scores, Slovenia 1, Croatia 3. Back to wrap it up after this.